Right then, welcome back to Five Things. Stephen Howson, Manchester United are in the next round of the FA Cup. Did not deserve to be the third round of the FA Cup yesterday. That did it at all. Definitely deserved to be something better, or it was at least worth 3 points for us. But we don't get that. We do get Leicester City in the next round of the Cup. That's what we get. But let's look into the 5 things that we learned in yesterday's game. Starting off with Maguire and De Ligt, absolute warrior performance from both of them at the back. Defending and concentration of the highest order, just won everything in the air. Thought it was a little bit naive from Arsenal, seeing that it just wasn't working when they was trying to cross the ball and trying to go quite direct into the box. That United were just better than them in the air, in the back line. And that was because of Maguire. Yeah, let's call it Maguire. Delia. Jesus Christ. Oh, words, how do they work? Maguire and De Ligt, them two. Not Delia and Maguire, whoever they are, right? It was an absolute rock-solid performance. The clearance off the line from De Ligt was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. All we want is players that are as committed as we are as fans, and there was no doubt whatsoever in how they came off the pitch. They both epitomised it more than anyone else. Maybe Ugarte was in the mix with that as well, but those two were head and shoulders above everyone in that sense yesterday. Fantastic from the pair of them. Number 2, referee disaster class. Obviously, when you have sort of neutral football meme accounts taking the piss out of how bad the referee is, when all of those accounts feed off just constant anti-United stuff, it tells you exactly how bad that referee was. It was an absolutely horrendous decision for the penalty. But United players for every single infringement. And I tweeted this yesterday. Arsenal weren't even getting called for the foul, let alone like, oh, they didn't really get any bookings. They weren't getting booked. And they also weren't getting the fouls called against them for doing the exact same thing that Manchester United players were doing. United were coming in, winning the ball. They weren't even really being that physical. Like, we just weren't. We just weren't. The low one, a lot of you didn't agree with me that the second one, for me, it wasn't even a foul. It certainly wasn't a yellow card. But the first one, I don't think there's any doubt about. I don't think that's a yellow card. And some people, and you know, I don't know if this is true or not, but some people are even suggesting that it could have been given as a foul the other way. He's actually impeded Delo and not the other way around. But no, I'm not sure about that one. Either way, it just felt like everything we did ended up in a foul and a yellow card, and it didn't for them. And that is the definition of one rule for them and another for Arsenal. You know, the amount of times that you've seen Sterling dissenting the referee, never anything about it. You know, Martinez gets booked for an elbow. The amount of Arsenal fans that I've seen talking about this elbow, yet Gabriel Jesus goes down holding his knee. There was nothing to do with an elbow. You know, and he didn't throw an elbow. A flat arm going out to protect yourself is football. It's not an elbow. And it was the same with Højlund. Like, it's what Saliba was doing to him with that seatbelt shit, that is a foul. But no one ever calls it. They certainly never call it against Saliba, and he does it all the time. And then, you know, they want a foul because he's gone down. He went down like a sack of shit. Oh, all right, his mouth was bleeding. Cool. Doesn't mean it's a foul. It doesn't mean it's a foul. Learn the rules. Simple as that. Referee was atrocious. And there were so many times. You know, there was a foul called against Collier for just jumping higher than an Arsenal player. It was... My head had fell off. Like, literally, my head had fell off. I was like... I was being irrational, and I was being like... I was just fuming. I was absolutely fuming watching that. It was ridiculous. Happy New Year, everyone. With 2025 here, it is the perfect time for a fresh start. We all have a habit that we would love to leave behind, and whether that's nail-biting, doom-scrolling, or, well, you know the one. Breaking free is tough. But what if I told you that there is a healthier, guilt-free way to fill that void? Introducing Fume, the sponsor of today's video. Fume is a revolutionary flavoured air device that lets you replace bad habits with good ones in a natural and satisfying way. There is no nicotine, there are no batteries, there are no toxins. It's just flavoured air that's as sleek as it is effective. Fume is crafted with care, it's high quality, it's got a weighted design that feels amazing to use, and it looks great too. Plus, it's not addictive, and making it a perfect alternative for anyone looking to do a fresh start. They've got flavours like cinnamon hearts, black licorice, and the fan favourite, spearmint. There's something for every single person. Spearmint in particular gives you a clean, refreshing sensation. It's perfect for tackling New Year head on. And here's the best part. Fume delivers flavour to your mouth, not your lungs. It's completely vapor-free. You can use it anywhere at work, in the gym, even during a cozy night in. It's also great for calming anxiety with satisfying snaps, clicks. It's got magnetic interactions to keep your hands busy. Over 300,000 people have already made the switch. Why not make 2025 the year that you join them? Use the code Stephen Howson, that's STEPHENHOWSON, at tryfume.com to get your free Fume topper with the journey pack. Just head to Tryfume, that's TRYFUM.com, or scan the QR code on screen. Number 3, Ugarte. Very quickly becoming a fan favourite, a proper cult hero kind of player. He brings the sort of passion, the needle and the bite that we need in the middle of the park. Him slamming Havertz to the ground for cheating was an absolute highlight, I thought. He's got a knack of rising to the occasion. I think he finds himself first choice in these games because of how he plays, but also because of the spirit and the manner in the way he approaches these games. He did a post on socials after the game. He says, when we have the ball, it's a game. And when we don't, it's a fight. When I tell you I was erect reading that, right? And I'm still a little bit chubbed up now from it. Like, oh, we have needed a player with that sort of mentality for the longest time. You know, he comes alive when we don't have the ball. And he's excellent at winning it back. You know, he tops loads of different Premier League metrics in terms of like ball recoveries and tackles and things like that. But he brings, like, he is a force multiplier. He makes us better by being in the middle of the park. And he's pretty good on the ball as well, which people don't really want to give him any sort of credit for. Number 4, Zirkzee. Even outside of the winning penalty, his cameo was really good. He led the line as a striker. He came on. He was physical. He brought a level of touch. He pulls off 2 nutmegs in one move. You know, and leading the line as a striker. I don't even know if he was actually leading the line or if he was actually playing in one of the 10 roles. But it is what it is. You know, he twisted Saliba up. He's shown character and composure to slot the winning penalty after the criticism he's received. Hopefully that sparks him into some sort of confidence. And we can see these regular cameos where he comes on and he adds something to the game. He might even starting some games, because I don't think Højlund is doing himself any favours with his performances at the moment. There's been good performances from players in virtually every single position on the pitch under Amorim so far. But I think as he's looking at his squad, I think he's looking at a couple of areas that he can try and improve. I think one of them will be the left wing back spot for obvious reasons. And I think one of them will be the number 9 spot, as well as possibly the number 10s as well. But like, I think he'll be looking at that going, if this team could score goals, we could really do something, because we can defend. Like, this team can really defend. So if we can learn how to score goals, which I think is going to have to be a signing, I don't think it's a case of like, we can just start being more creative and getting more chances. I think it's going to be a signing that does it for us. We will become a decent team. So that was nice to see. And finally, Collier. Real unsung hero, you know, and it was a big call really from Amorim. You've got Champions League winning Casemiro sitting on the bench, and you choose to bring on Collier. He comes on the pitch, he shows great athleticism, he's involved in so many defensive actions. It was the perfect skill set for him to come in and to just be aggressive and physical and try and put about Arsenal. And it was fantastic. Real credit to Amorim for showing some faith into him. Every single player to a man contributed to that winning, or to that win, I would say. But I just wanted to pick those ones out in particular. It felt good, that. And it felt like justice, because it was such a difficult game to watch. It felt like any time that United got a little bit of an opening, like for example, like, you know, we take the lead, buzzing, nice one. Can we hold on? Delo gets sent off. Then you get a penalty. You're like, why is the referee having more of a say in how this game goes than anybody else on the pitch? It's fucking bullshit. But we persevered, we come through, we win on penalties, and I'm pretty happy with that. Can't fault it. Cheers for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to the player ratings. Ooh, what do we think Maguire's going to get? See you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.